like these guys, Brandon Howes and some of these real extremists, and saying, no, I think they really, really do believe this stuff that they're writing here. In terms of their political and their social attitudes and strange ideas about how the world seems to work, I think that they really do believe that kind of thing. They've just convinced themselves of it. There's a pathology there to this level of belief. By the same token, I think that probably a lot of the fear and the anger and the lashing out that you see coming from the real religious extremists is probably based in, and again, I'm sort of, I'm just giving my opinion here, that when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the belief system, the real, the metaphysicals of the supernatural, that sort of thing they're maybe not quite as sure about as they would like to think. And
you just don't want to die.
Yeah. And so...
me neither.
And you certainly can look at very specific situations, such as several years ago when Jan Crouch, who is the matriarch of the Trinity broadcast network, right? With the big pink wig. And she came down with cervical cancer, I believe it was. Either that or ovarian cancer a few years ago. Okay, now here's a network that has made tons and tons of money, largely upon the backs of a bunch of really ignorant believers who tune into shows featuring fellows like Benny Hinn. What does Benny Hinn do? Benny Hinn gets up on stages in front of thousands of people and does this and pretends to heal folks of everything from cancer to AIDS to, and get they jump up out of wheelchairs and what have you, right? Now, if the Crouches, who put Benny Hinn on the air and rake in tons and tons of money from his program, really believed he could do what he did, then when Jan Crouch was diagnosed with cancer, why didn't they go to Benny Hinn and get a miracle cure from God? Why did she check herself into Cedars-Sinai Hospital in the oncology wing and get treatment there, which, by the way, was effective? Good old science. It's because in the end, it's hucksterism, and they really, really don't believe that. And it's sad, though, that they are still, but they still get out there and they promote it, and they put it on the air, and they take money from people who could certainly use the money for more sensible things to plug that kind of stuff, even though they themselves don't believe it.
Why would you, bother spending your money, spending your time, spending your efforts, believing in something that's so completely ridiculous when it can be explained in scientific terms with evidence, with tests and stuff?
Because it's not rational. It's not a rational.
Yeah.
It's an emotional need that's being fulfilled.
Yeah, well, emotions are going to get you killed. If you keep doing that sort of stuff.
You have to understand, faith is hope and desire mistaken for knowledge. And religion's business is in selling you more hope. Okay? That's the thing. Everybody has things that they can look at in their life, especially right now. We're in the middle of a global economic meltdown. Thank you, Republicans. Okay? And so a lot of people are feeling very hopeless. All right? Oh, did I make a political statement? That's just my own. Not Representative AC or anything like that. So
okay.
A lot of people are feeling that they don't have a whole lot of hope in their lives. So, what did I read on the news? The religion alone doesn't do this. Again, psychics right now are making tons of money because investors don't know what's going to happen to their money and their investment. They don't know what's going to happen to their futures and their 401k and their, their IRAs or what have you. So they go to psychics now who just and pay them money to just comfort them, sell them hope. It's not an emotional process. It is an emotional process. It's not a rational one.
To be fair and nonpartisan, both parties have completely screwed up.
Yes, that's
both
true.
of the major parties have completely screwed up. It just happened to be one of them was in charge at the time when the big screw-up occurred.
Yeah, the Dems pretty much signed
anyway,
off on
go ahead, Tyler, because I
so.
want to let you get a word in here, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was just going to say, that's kind of sad that you're going to spend all that money on someone who's going to tell you the future, someone who's going to prophesize things for you, when you can just, spend half of that money, go down and get something that will actually make you feel better, like a season pass to Six Flags or a 12-pack of beer. I can think of so many better things that would make me happy than some creepy lady with long fingernails telling me that there's going to be good things going on in my life and then bad things. What's going to make me feel better?
That's because you're willing to be satisfied by temporary happiness, and these people are looking for the permanent happiness, that pot of gold that doesn't exist, this idea that I'm going to be happy forever someday. I'm going to live forever someday. I'm going to live forever and be happy someday. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? It's a myth. It's silly.
Eternal LSD. That's an eternal honesty. You're living on the vision that something amazing is going to be going on in your life forever, when in reality you're just walking around the room grabbing things and being afraid of something that's in the corner of the room that's not there.
Yeah. Well, they just
Spoken like a man of experience.
yeah. They don't like not being sure, and they don't like being insecure. And you know, religion is all.
Who does?
Yeah.
I don't
but-
like not being sure, but I am not sure about all kinds of things.
But the intelligent thing to do is just realize that that's part of life, and you
Yeah.
go through ups and downs, and you know.
Hey, guess what? I'm not sure, and neither is anybody else. And so, what's the best thing I can do is try to find out with using good critical thinking skills, good
Somebody's happy all the
evidence-finding
time, just you know,
skills
sit around the house all day and smoke dope. you know? I mean,
to actually get myself to a position where I'm more sure or less unsure.
yeah.
But
Yeah. I
thanks
mean,
for calling,
you don't
Tyler.
under-
Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all have some fun. Hopefully another person will call in and they'll be like, God is real, and have some funny excuse for why.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. We may have.
Whoops. I think Tyler was getting ready to say something else.
Oh, thank you for calling, Tyler.
Oh, well.
Who am